Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with Gym Rat's basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the EDGE program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
I just want to be the best in basketball, so I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me, so I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
Here at Always 100, we have different things that we provide each week with our elite training, working on things that can help them get a scholarship in the future if they don't have one right now. A bunch of skill development, helping kids get better, understanding what it takes to get to the next level. Catching and shooting, working on ball handling. In the last 5 years, we had over 200 kids that's able to play basketball at some places from the NAIA, Division III, Division II, or Division I level.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
Your kids grow up quick, and there's a lot to teach them. Some lessons they won't pick up in school. Some they'll learn the hard way. But when it's time to give them the keys to their finances, we'll be there to help with their first checking account and the tools they need to make sense of their money. And even though they're off on their own, you'll be able to check in to see how they're doing. Raising your children is important, and teaching them about money is a big deal. So ProFed makes it easy. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Huntington North High School in Huntington, Indiana. We are at Bob Strait Court for the second round of the IHSA Class 4A Sectional 6 playoffs semifinals. I'm Thad Goff bringing the broadcast, and this matchup is between the Southside Archers and the Wayne Generals, two rivals from the Summit Athletic Conference. Now, Southside, they do have a winning season so far. 13-10 on the season is their record. They came off a victory against Columbia City back on Tuesday night, or they are coming off a win against Columbia City on Tuesday night in the first round of sectionals. Columbia City went into that game at 17-5. It's an improved team under head coach Matt Schaus, and J.J. Foster's Archers were able to come away with a victory. One thing that this Southside team does so well is they play extremely great defense. They play a lot of 2-3 zone, some 3-2 zone, a lot of 1-2-2 press, a lot of 2-1-2 press, so they can present a challenge for just about anybody, and they got kids who can score the basketball. You think of guys like Ashton Johnson and Amarion Washington are averaging double figures on the season. Jerry Thomas is a big man who can score in double figures at any point in time, and Derek Rook is an athlete who can score in double figures at any time and can also get up and down the floor quick and also plays great defense. This Wayne team is 4-17 on the season. They are a very young team, as Wayne brings in a number of athletes who are underclassmen, not seniors this year. Their leading scorer is Javon Lewis. He averages 17.3 points per game. Second leading scorer on the season so far is Chase Barnes. He's averaging over 11 points per game. And Barnes is a freshman, as I have him listed here. H.J. Dillard averages just under 10 points per game, and so does Monty Smith. Those guys are both juniors, so this is a team that could certainly build experience, and that can benefit for the Wayne Generals, but this year has been a struggle with just the 4 wins on the season for the Wayne Generals. It looks like they're going to announce the starting lineups for both the Generals and the Archers here in just a second. We'll keep it right here on SummitCitySports.com.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce the guests on the scoreboard, the Fort Wayne Generals. First, the non-starters for Coach Myron Pickens. Number 22, Darian Alexander. Number 23, Zaire Sullivan. Number 2, Quaylon Miles. Number 15, Marcus Douglas. Number 11, Carrington Terry. Number 0, Keyshawn Coles. And number 12, London Miles. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is Myron Pickens' starting lineup for the Fort Wayne Generals. First of all, a 6'7" forward freshman, 6-foot even freshman number 4, Chase Farr. Also in guard for the Generals, 5'10" sophomore, number 3, Javon Lewis. And rounding out Coach Pickett's starting lineup for the Generals, 6'2" junior guard, number 1, Monte Smith. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the home team on the scoreboard, led by head coach John Foster. Here's the starting lineup for the Southside Archers. First of all, at one guard, 6'3" senior, number 23, Ashton Johnson. At forward for the Archers, 6'4" junior, number 11, Mahoney, Washington. At another forward position, 6'3" senior, number 4, Derek Drew. In the backcourt for the Archers, 5'10" senior, number 3, Lamontrell Manning. And finish out that front line for Coach Foster this evening, 6'3" senior forward, number 0, Jalen Lattimore.
Well, while we have a moment, we'll go ahead and get in a few words from our sponsors, some of our sponsors, before we go any further here on SummitCitySports.com. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Visit Kelly Automotive Group's brand new auto mall off I-69 at Illinois Road, conveniently located on Grand National Drive next to Menards. See the 7 new facilities all at one location, and remember to visit drivekelly.com. Well, it is time for basketball, just around ready to have the tip-off between Southside and Wayne, and these two Fort Wayne Community Schools, and not only Fort Wayne Community Schools, but SAC rivals are underway as Ashton Johnson gets the opening tip, and he dishes that one to Lattimore. Lattimore with the left hand, yes. Lattimore is left-handed, so that's no small feat for him. He's able to knock down the shot. No unusual feat, I should say. Here's Javon Lewis, has it turned over. Derek Rook able to save it, and Washington couldn't finish on the other end, and now here come the Generals. Lewis with the catch, guarded by Rook, and he'll get that one back outside to Marquette Lee. That shot is good on the inside. H.J. Dillard, and Wayne is on the board. Johnson drives, puts up the floater, banks it in. Ashton Johnson averages double figures on the season, and he gets an early bucket. Johnson is getting close to 1,000 career points in his time at Southside as Lattimore tips the ball and comes up with it. Lattimore gets to the basket, puts it home. Jalen Lattimore forces the turnover and then cashes in off of it. And there's some of that pressure I was talking about pregame. This is a 2-1-2 press and a steal by Manning. Lamontrell Manning missed it hanging in the air, but Johnson's got the putback. That's 4 points for Johnson. He and Lattimore have all the points for Southside so far, very early in the game. 8-2 the lead for the Archers. They'll set up their 2-3 zone here. Back-to-back buckets off of turnovers for the Archers. And this is Marquette Lee with the basketball. This young Wayne team looking to avoid going one and done. Dillard turns it over. Johnson's got the ball. Johnson fires a three, comes up short, and Dillard's got the board. He'll leave that one off for Javon Lewis. Lewis is the leading scorer for this Wayne team. He's a sophomore. So a lot of youth to build off of here for Wayne. You know, Byron Pickens is in his third year at Wayne. Last two teams he's coached here at Wayne have been very senior heavy. This team, not quite so much. That's out of bounds off of Washington. Couldn't quite avoid it. And the Generals will keep possession of the ball. The lob inside and a little touch shot by Monty Smith right off the inbound. The feed inside to Lattimore. Manning through traffic, couldn't finish. Wayne will use some ball movement against this zone, no doubt, as they feed that one out to Marquette Lee. He'll back things out with Manning on him. Lee slows it down. I think Lewis was thinking about a long three, chose not to let it fly. Instead, here goes Chase Barnes. His floater is no good, and Rook has the rebound for Southside. Rook through traffic. He's going to be called for traveling. He'll go right back the other way. We do have an update from one of our other games. Adams Central now leads Canterbury 19-13. They're in the second quarter. That's part of the Bluffton sectional. By the way, Snyder was victorious over DeKalb, so they'll be in the championship game at the DeKalb sectional. They knock off the host Barons. Have to see who Snyder's opponent is later on. As for this sectional, the Huntington North sectional, Homestead wins the first game of the semifinal round. They knock off New Haven, so they'll be in the sectional championship game for the third year in a row. Driving to the basket there was Monty Smith. And Wayne has cut this deficit down to just 2. Looked like Southside might have the momentum early on as Lattimore goes up with a left hand and calls glass and puts it home. Little 2-1-2 press by the Archers. The Generals beat that press. Tough shot. It's good. H.J. Dillard puts it home. Looked like he might have even been contacted on that shot, but no foul was called. Lattimore gets it again, finds Johnson. Johnson pulls up for the jump shot. Got it. Both Ashton Johnson and Jalen Lattimore have 6 points apiece. Generals beat the press. They're doing pretty well against this full court pressure that Southside has employed. I'm sure that Byron Pickens was working on making sure that his guys could beat that press all the way leading up to this game. Baseline drive, tough shot, it's good. Marquette Lee. Now Wayne pulls within 2, down 12-10. Not sure Rue was ready for that pass, but he's able to grab it. Washington, baseline jumper, short. Chase Barnes has the board, and there he goes down the floor. Little sidestep, Barnes puts it in, and this game is tied. Archer's trying to go in transition. Rue almost turned it over. They find Johnson. Lattimore fires a 3, and it's good. Jalen Lattimore from downtown. His first 3 of the game. That ball's knocked away, and a foul is called. Derek Rue called for the foul. 2:03 to go here in the first quarter. Concordia has a 14-10 lead over Woodland. .203 to go in the first quarter. And Lee is able to hit both of them. Wayne keeping pace with Southside, and they're doing a pretty good job against Southside's pressure early on. Southside has given some pretty good teams fits with that press. Even Huntington North, they came into Don Reichert Gymnasium earlier this year, and Southside was able to give them fits. Here's Lattimore. A hard pass inside. Jerry Thomas couldn't get it to fall. That one was halfway down. The Archers' big man had the look but couldn't cash it in. He ended his regular season as a senior on a high note. That basket's not going to count. It's an offensive foul. Ashton Johnson takes the charge. I was just about to mention Jerry Thomas in his final regular season game as an Archer scored 25 points. That was actually his final regular season home game as an Archer, but he scored 25 points in that game in a win against New Haven. And that's poked away from behind by Marquette Lee. He takes it away from Thomas and puts it in. Wayne's got the lead. Just as I sing Jerry Thomas's praises, Marquette Lee takes the ball away from him. And a whistle blows. We might have a moving screen against Southside. Yeah, I think it is a moving screen. They call it on Ashton Johnson. Keyshawn Tolles will check into the game. Lee down the baseline, down the lane rather. That basket is good. H.J. Dillard. He gets fouled in the process. He'll go to the line. .2 seconds left, and Wayne at only 4 and 17. They are going to count that free throw. Players were moving even at the shot. Oh, wait, I don't know that they are going to count that free throw. I think it was a lane violation against the Generals. So here's Ashton Johnson back down the floor, and Wayne handling this full court press extremely well. And using a little fast-paced offense of their own. That's going to be Wayne basketball. Well, now Southside will get a chance to set up their press, but as I mentioned earlier, the Generals have done a great job beating the pressure. This is Keyshawn Tolles with the ball. Might have been tipped, but Tolles comes up with it. And Wayne can hold for the final shot, but it looks like they're not going to do that as Lewis missed the three. Washington just barely saved it. Finds Ashton Johnson. Wayne has been game to the full court pressure that Southside has put up. There's Washington with an off-balance shot, and he drains it. Omarion Washington, leading scorer for Southside coming into this one. He gets his first points of the game. Wayne beats the press 1 second. They get the shot off, and that's an air ball. At the end of the first quarter, Wayne's got the lead, 18-17 over Southside. We're back after this on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance.
Your kids grow up quick, and there's a lot to teach them. Some lessons they won't pick up in school. Some they'll learn the hard way. But when it's time to give them the keys to their finances, we'll be there to help with their first checking account and the tools they need to make sense of their money. And even though they're off on their own, you'll be able to check in to see how they're doing. Raising your children is important, and teaching them about money is a big deal. So ProFed makes it easy. Federally insured by the NCUA, equal.
Well, the Wayne Generals at 4 and 17 overall have the lead over Southside. Southside coming off that big win against Columbia City back on Tuesday night against a Columbia City team that was 17 and 5 going in, and it wasn't even close. It was an absolute blowout put together by the Archers. They won it 78-39. They doubled up the Eagles. Marquette Lee is going to be guarded by Washington, as it looks like Southside is in the zone defense. Wayne's done a good job breaking these full-court presses that Southside likes to use. They've gotten a lot of their buckets out of transition offense. Long pass. Lewis makes the catch, gets into the paint, throws it into a crowd, still on the deck, and eventually Thomas out-wrestles everybody else, and then J.J. Foster calls a timeout to preserve the possession for Southside. And I think he called the timeout right as Thomas gathered the possession. So Southside's able to force the turnover early on, even though they have not really been able to slow Wayne down with their pressure. They now have a chance to retake the lead, Southside does. All the scoring has come from Ashton Johnson and Jalen Lattimore, except for one made basket by Omarion Washington. Now, the Southside girls team had a memorable run when they were here for sectional basketball. Southside's girls team only won 3 games in the regular season, but they started off the tournament by upsetting the host Huntington North Vikings. Huntington North had a really good season. And then they knocked off Wayne in the second round and eventually took on Homestead in the championship. But the Spartans got the win in that one. The Archer boys trying to duplicate what the girls did and get to the sectional championship. But once they get there, they'll hope to have a better fate than what the girls did. As Chase Barnes gets to the basket, misses. Offensive board, that put back no good by Lewis. And now here come the Archers. Johnson trying to beat the pack. It's poked out from behind. Chased down by Chase Barnes. But he knocked it out of bounds. Derek Rue will come into the game for Southside. Nobody's scored yet here in the second quarter. We're only a minute and 11 seconds in. Inbound goes to Thomas. Off the hands of Washington. Lee's got it. Well, 3-on-3 chances. Lee gets fouled all the way in midair. That's going to be on Lamontrell Manning. Lamontrell Manning, who's 5'10", but he plays great defense in the post. Yes, a 5'10" man playing great defense in the post. He can block shots. He can run down a defender with the best of them. But in this case, he commits the foul, and Lee could not cash in on the free throws. Still haven't had anybody score here in the second quarter. Well, this is Jaden Morris into the game for Southside. Lonnie Smith will check in for Wayne. Lee misses them both. That would have extended Wayne's lead. Instead, it remains a 1-point game. Pull-up three by Jaden Morris. Going off glass, couldn't finish, but Rue has the putback. And Southside takes the lead. That's nearly stolen. Lamontrell Manning almost had a takeaway. Derek Rue was on the board for the first time, but it was only a matter of time that he should get on the board. Adams Central and Canterbury are now at halftime over in Bluffton. Adams Central leads that one 29-18. Foul is called along the baseline. They'll get Jaden Morris for that one. Contested three by Lee. It's no good, and the rebound is grabbed by Johnson. Check that. I think that was Barnes who took the three. Morris slows it down. Rue looking to drive. Against two defenders, too strong, but Thomas has the putback. Jerry Thomas at 6'6" is able to clean things up on the offensive glass for the Archers. Here's Lee across the timeline. He's able to thread the needle to Barnes. Long pass knocked away by Rue and out of bounds. H.J. Dillard will come into the game along with Javon Lewis. Nobody on Wayne has made a three-point basket yet in this game. Javon Lewis is a guy who can do that. That's poked away by Manning. He knocked it out of bounds right to Byron Pickens. Byron Pickens not only coaches at Wayne, he's also an AAU coach with the Indy Heat organization. And I don't know if Lewis stepped on the line or what, but nope, it's a timeout. He did not step out. A timeout called by Wayne as Byron Pickens was able to preserve the possession for his sophomore point guard. Well, Wayne did a good job early on with their press break. Southside, they love to press. They love to use the 1-2-2, the 2-1-2. Wayne was able to beat that press, and good things happened often as a result of that. But Southside here in the second half, they outscored Wayne 4-0, and all their points coming off of second chance opportunities. Derek Rue with the bucket to give him the lead, and then Jerry Thomas had a little bit of insurance to make it 21-18. Now, if you're wondering, there are a couple of state championship banners hanging here in Bob Strait Court. One from 1990, one from, looks like 1995. I believe those are both, can't tell if those are softball or baseball banners. All they've got is the ball on the front of them. It's hard to tell from here whether it's a baseball or a softball. But a foul is called here against the Archers. Concordia now leads Woodland 28-21. That game's at halftime. And we've got Omarion Washington for Southside here in this game. Concordia has Ajani Washington, and it looks like he's got 15 at the end of one half. Washington is a big-time scorer over there at Concordia. Omarion Washington's a big-time scorer at Southside. He's got 2 points so far in this game, but we've got a lot of basketball left to be played. A great athlete can get it going at any moment. That's Marquette Lee trying to get it going. He missed the shot. It comes out to Lewis. Lewis, the step back, gives it back outside to Smith. Dillard puts it in and a foul. H.J. Dillard with the and one opportunity. He's up to 8 points. He's the Generals' leading scorer for this game. Washington commits his second foul. That's the 7th team foul against the Archers, by the way. Wayne has committed only one foul, and Dillard is up to 9 points. Thomas sets the screen for Morris. Morris fires from the three-point line. No good. Washington's got the putback. Another second chance bucket for the Archers. All their points this half have been via second chance buckets. Lewis against a 3-2 zone from south side. Lean in three. That one wouldn't fall. And here come the Archers. Outlet to Washington. Count it! And a foul! Omarion Washington capitalizes on the run out. Six points for Washington. And he's got a chance to add to that from the free throw line. And Washington's able to cash in. Now there's some of that press that Southside likes to use. Wayne's done a good job against it today. Smith dishes that one outside to Lee. .339 left to go here in this first half. Southside up 5. Wayne had done such a great job in the first quarter beating the press and getting transition buckets. They've been held to just 3 points so far this second quarter. Here's Javon Lewis. I don't believe he's scored yet today. And that one off to Barnes. Barnes guarded by Morris, gets a screen from Dillard. Back outside to Barnes. Barnes drives, dishes that one back out. Here's Lewis. A long possession here for the Generals. I think that Lewis might have been thinking about shooting that thing. Barnes backs it out. Lewis will fire a three, and that's off the mark. Rebound right to Ashton Johnson. Ashton Johnson with 6 points in this game. The dish inside, Lattimore tries to go for the reverse and couldn't get it. Thomas knocks it out of bounds. It's Wayne Ball. I think that Thomas came into this game 22 points away from reaching 1,000. Excuse me, not Thomas. Johnson. Ashton Johnson came in 22 points away from reaching 1,000 for his career. That's the case. He'd be at 16 points now. And we'll see if they end up recognizing him during this game, if he gets there, that is. Turnaround jumper Smith, too strong. Thomas had it but lost it. It's out of bounds off of him. .2:14 left to go here in this second quarter, as Monty Smith will put it in play for the Generals. Long inbound to Lee. Smith wanted the catch and shoot, instead dishes it back outside. Smith is a junior. Again, Byron's Pickens, Wayne Generals have been very senior heavy in recent years. Not so much the case this year. Dillard chases down the missed three and an extra possession for Wayne. Lewis with the runner. Javon Lewis, scoreless no more. As Morris trying to go to work on Smith inside 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. Lattimore able to gather. He's guarded by Monty Smith, dishes it over to Morris. Morris uses the baseline and a foul is called. I think that's going to be just the third team foul against Wayne. Southside's already committed 7 fouls in the game. Lamontrell Manning is in. So is Omarion Washington for Southside. There's Ashton Johnson will put it in play. He finds Lattimore right off the inbound. His shot no good. Manning battles for it on the boards. Couldn't hit the shot, but he's going to the line. Chase Barnes gets called for that one. That's the fourth team foul against Wayne. Not long ago, the foul differential was 7-1 in Southside's favor, and obviously you don't want to be in favor in that particular category. But Manning's able to knock down this free throw. Lamontrell's got his first point of the game. 27-23 in favor of the Archers. They'll add to that lead.
Number 2, Jay Morris, reports into the Archers lineup.
Chase Barnes will inbound for the Generals. Here's Barnes feeding it back to Lee. Lee beats the press across the timeline. Manning came out to guard Lewis there. Coming down to a minute to play here in the first half. Got a minute 5 right now. Baseline drive. Lewis dishes to Smith in the corner. Back to Lewis. His three is a little bit too strong, but an offensive board by Barnes, and then he gets fouled with 56.4 to go. Going to call that one on Jerry Thomas. That's the 8th team foul against Southside. And after entering quickly and then taking a quick break, after entering quickly, Omarion Washington, he's going to stay in the ball game, actually. Thomas with an uncontested rebound on that missed free throw. Now, Southside can hold for the final shot of the half. There's 50 seconds left, and there's no shot clock in Indiana high school basketball. So we'll see what the Archers do to close out this half, or if they try to close out the half. At the moment, it looks like that's what they're probably going to do, haven't been in any kind of hurry to take the shot. But here goes Manning, and Manning puts it home. Count it, and a foul. LaMontrell Manning able to make it count, and he's back to the free throw line where he was just a moment ago. And he had a good trip to the line back then. Manning hits the free throw. And Southside's got their biggest lead of the game at 8 points. Down to 20 seconds. We'll see if Wayne holds for the final shot of the half. It looks like Barnes might go quick here. Check that was Smith. Lee trying to push through traffic, feeds Monty Smith. The runner is good. Monty Smith puts it home. Now Southside's going to have to hurry if they want a bucket before the half. Johnson firing from half court, and it comes up short. Well, the first half ends with Southside on top 31-25. Wayne has given them a good ball game so far. But Southside with the lead at the moment. Wayne actually had the lead not too long ago. As we get in a few words from our sponsors that allow us to do these games here on SummitCitySports.com. Beg your pardon. We'll do the Tom Steele one. We've done Kelly already. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you to better serve you. Sign up online in 5 minutes or stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your financial future at profedcu.org. 31-25 in favor of Southside at the end of the first half. We'll be back in just a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Here at Always 100, we have different things that we provide each week with our elite training, working on things that can help them get a scholarship in the future if they don't have one right now. Watching skill development, helping kids get better, understanding what it takes to get to the next level, catching and shooting, working on ball handling. In the last 5 years, we had over 200 kids just able to play basketball at some places from the NAIA, Division III, Division II, or Division I level.
Your kids grow up quick, and there's a lot to teach them. Some lessons they won't pick up in school. Some they'll learn the hard way. But when it's time to give them the keys to their finances, we'll be there to help with their first checking account and the tools they need to make sense of their money. And even though they're off on their own, you'll be able to check in to see how they're doing. Raising your children is important, and teaching them about money is a big deal. So ProFed makes it easy. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing.
Well, we got a good one so far. Southside and Wayne trying to punch their ticket to the sectional championship game here as part of the Class 4A sectional number 6 tournament at Huntington North. Winner of this game would take on Homestead. Homestead defeated New Haven just before this game, so the Spartans are awaiting the winner of this one. They were here in the building, the Spartans were, watching part of this game. I think they've either gone to the concession stands or maybe gotten back on the bus and headed back to Southwest Allen County. But either way, they will get the winner of this game between Southside and Wayne. It's been a good one so far. We'll talk more about it here in just a moment. Right now, a few more words from our sponsors that allow us to do these games that we get to do here on SummitCitySports.com. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com for more information. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. By the way, one of our most recent updates, Northrop now leads at halftime in their game in the sectional semifinals. Northrop defeated Northside. I think they're taking on Carroll in that semifinal game. Winner of that game would take on Snyder in the sectional championship over at DeKalb. Winner of this game will take on Homestead tomorrow night here at Huntington North. And Southside, they have continued to use the full court pressure, but early on, Wayne was having some success against that pressure and was able to get down the floor and have some transition opportunities. That wasn't quite as much the case in the second quarter, as Southside was able to hold Wayne to just 7 points. Well, one of these teams is going to the sectional championship game. That game will be tomorrow at 7:30. As again, Southside started this second quarter with back-to-back second-chance buckets. Actually, first 6 points of the quarter came off of second-chance opportunities. And those second-chance points proved to pay dividends towards the end of the half. We'll be back in just a moment here on SummitCitySports.com to give you the statistics of the game that is taking place right here on SummitCitySports.com.
I came into PSM my freshman year after volleyball. Just coming here just really improved mentally and physically. I brought in my strengths. I came in and I learned how to grow as an athlete. I mean, I've gotten stronger, sprint faster, get up higher. My jump has elevated. Working with Tyler, he built up my endurance for everything, whether it's in weights, sprints. All across the board, we just keep working. And I have athlete development at Warsaw High School that I go to. And so I send him my thing every day. And he changes what we do in here to adapt to what we do there. High school volleyball, when you can go up to 5 sets, being able to outwork everybody and still being able to put in that 100% was huge for me. PSM performance definitely helped me mentally. I know I can beat out people. I know I can work for what I have, and I know I can even go to the next level on the court. Looking at college, I can put on it. I'm training at a college level. I mean, I come in here and I watch college athletes train. You have hockey players, soccer. You look around and you see every type you can. Just being able to see that level, and I know that I can reach that level as well. You got to work to be the best, and that was just what I wanted to do. I knew that from a young age. I wanted to put in the work.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really
31-25, Southside leads Wayne at the half. Let's get in a few more words from our sponsors. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business, a system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. iCryo specializes in whole-body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, infrared sauna, and compression therapy services. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard by Blaze Pizza in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Are you ready to do what it takes to put your past behind you, whether it's expunging your criminal record or helping you get your driver's license reinstated? If so, then Jolie Law Firm is your answer. You can contact Chief Counsel David Jolie at attorneydavidjolie@msn.com. That's attorneydavidjolie@msn.com. Or call Jolie Law Firm at 260-426-0242. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration provides top-notch commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. For more information, visit their website, siokas.com, or call Sioka Cleaning and Restoration at 260-483-2112. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it's game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Well, here's a look at the first half statistics. Leading scorer for Wayne was H.J. Dillard with 9 points. Marquette Lee had 6, so did Monty Smith. Chase Barnes and Javon Lewis each had 2 apiece. For Southside, Jalen Lattimore was their leading scorer. Amarion Washington finishes the half with 7 points. Lamontrell Manning has 5. Ashton Johnson has 6. Jerry Thomas and Derek Rue each have 2 points apiece. Got about a minute left to go before the second half gets underway. And the winner of this game takes on Homestead. That'll be part of the Class 4A Sectional Number 6 championship game tomorrow night. Going to take place at 7:30. Huntington North is also going to play host to regional gymnastics. So the athletic staff here at Huntington North High School is going to be quite busy when tomorrow comes around. Some of the Fort Wayne teams have some gymnasts that'll be competing in regionals. Homestead will be competing. They won at sectionals last week at Concordia. Carroll will also be competing, and so will Bishop Dwenger. And there's one particular gymnast from Northrop who will be competing as well. 31-25 in favor of Southside. They start the second half with the basketball as Johnson will put it in play to Washington. Lattimore at the top of the key finds Johnson. His 3 is short. Battle for the rebound. It's out of bounds. And I think they're going to say Wayne touched it last. This is Ashton Johnson waiting to put the ball in play. He finds Rue on the inbound. Rue puts it up, no good. And Dillard has the board. Off the hands of Lewis and out of bounds as Wayne was looking to get out and run. And they turn it over in transition. Johnson across the timeline. I believe that's Lewis. Check that. That's Smith. Monty Smith who picks him up. Lattimore sets the screen for Washington. Washington pulls up and connects. Smooth stroke by Omarion Washington. Give him 9 points. Looked to me like Lewis had a foot across the line, but it's not going to matter. That's a 10-second violation. Wayne turns it over. And I believe their second possession of the game. Adams Central now leading Canterbury 43-25. That's at the end of the third quarter. Johnson across the timeline, and that's intercepted. Javon Lewis, one-on-one, puts it home. Javon Lewis played that thing just like a cornerback in man coverage. It's been a low-scoring night for Lewis, but a great athlete can get it going at any moment. Could that be the spark that gets Lewis going? He's got 4 points for the game. Johnson dishes it in midair to Thomas, and Thomas puts it home. Ashton Johnson playing some unselfish basketball. He's going to get the turnover, and he takes this one to the basket. And a timeout has been taken by Byron Pickens. Now, while they take a timeout, we will also take a timeout. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
here at Always 100, we have different things that we provide each week with our elite training.
Southside puts on the full court pressure, and the ball goes off the hands of Lee. Wayne had done such a good job beating Southside's pressure for most of this game, but that time they turn it over. Johnson with the lob to Washington. Washington off glass. Count the basket. And he's going back to the line. That puts Washington at 11 points for the game. He averages double figures for the season, and he'll reach that mark today. And Washington's able to complete the three-point play. Southside's got their largest lead of the game at 13 points, and a foul is called in transition, and if that's on Washington, I believe it's his third. It's not Washington, it's actually on Johnson. And it's only his second. Marquette Lee around the screen as it poked away. Thomas got a hand on it. Washington got to chase down the ball, and he does find it. He was ready for a transition dunk, but instead he has to reset things. Here goes Johnson down the baseline. Johnson to the basket. Left it a little bit long. Poked away by Washington. Barnes recovers. Knocked out by Manning. Scrappy defense by the Archers. But the Generals are going to keep the ball. Smith puts it in play to Dillard. Dillard calling for it down on the block. Smith goes baseline and is able to get that ball out of a sea of white. Barnes will take over off the handoff from Lee. Southside appears to be in a 2-3 zone. Dish to the corner, that's Barnes. His three is good. Much needed bucket for the Generals here in the second half as Rue slows things down in transition. Look for a moment like he might fire three. Then he has the ball poked away, but Johnson recovers. Johnson into the paint. The floater, no good. Tapped around, comes out to Washington. Off-balance jumper, no good. And now here come the Generals. Smith fakes the three and dishes it back out to Lewis. Lewis lost the ball. Off of Southside, it went off the foot of Johnson. As Byron Pickens calls out the play he wants. Lewis gets it into Dillard. Dillard against two defenders, dishes it outside. Barnes for three, left that one short, and Johnson's got the board. Johnson threads the needle to Thomas. Count the basket, and a foul. Ashton Johnson with a beautiful dish, and Thomas makes it count. Archers have found a little combination. That's the second time that Johnson has hooked up with Thomas for a basket on the interior. As Zaire Sullivan, who hasn't been used much in this game, checks into the game. Missed the free throw. Ball still loose until now. Now it's loose again and then recovered, I think, by Sullivan. Corner three, Barnes got it. Chase Barnes hits his second three of the game. I believe he's got the last 6 points for Wayne. Drive to the basket, Washington dishes to Thomas, count it again. Thomas is going back to the free throw line. He's up to 8 points for the game. He did miss his last free throw, though, but he's got a second chance at that. 3:41 to go with an 11-point lead for the Archers. And by the way, Concordia leads it 47-40 at the end of 3. They're playing against Woodland right now. This time Thomas is able to cash in from the free throw line. Poked away, and that's a foul. It's either going to be on Manning or Washington. They're going to call it on Manning. That's his second. We got 3:37 left to go. Lee will bring this one across the timeline. Gets through the defenders, blocked, but a foul. And Marquette Lee is going to the free throw line. They call the foul on Rue. That's his second, so the foul's starting to pile up a little bit for the Archers. That's just the third team foul against Southside this second half. 3:31 to go. But a number of players have committed 2 fouls apiece as that free throw rolls right off the rim. By the way, in that Woodland-Concordia game, Ajani Washington has 22 points, and Joe Reedy has 29 for Woodland. Marquette Lee's able to hit one of his free throws here. He's got 7 points. Johnson might have wanted to fire a 3 off that screen from Thomas. Now he feeds Thomas on the block, and Thomas puts it home. Jerry Thomas muscles his way in. And he's hit double figures for the game. Very close to the timeline was Lewis. And he's going to be fouled by Johnson. That's Johnson's third. So now Ashton Johnson in a little bit of foul trouble. Johnson has had a good game as far as his scoring is concerned. 8 points here in the third quarter. 8 points for the game, that is. And a couple of assists as well. In fact, I think he's got 3 assists. Jerry Thomas has benefited from all those assists. Wide open from the corner is Barnes. His 3 is good. Chase Barnes' 3-point shooting is keeping Wayne just within striking distance, but they're still down 10. Johnson into the paint, has it knocked away. Battle for it on the deck. Thomas lost it. Lewis gathers it. Slips it ahead to Marquette Lee. Blocked! LaMontrell Manning. Long pass down the floor for Thomas. Thomas stumbles to the floor and a foul is called. They're going to call it on Sullivan. Byron Pickens did not like that call. I'm not quite sure what Sullivan did there. But it will be Southside basketball nonetheless. Washington, the catch and shoot. It's no good. Comes out to Lewis. Lewis, one-on-one against Thomas, blocked, but a foul is called. That's going to be on Jerry Thomas. The first free throw is good by Lewis. Jaden Morris comes into the game for Southside along with Jalen Lattimore. For Thomas, that's his 3rd foul. Second free throw is good. It's an 8-point game here at Huntington North. They get it to Washington. Johnson at the top of the key. He's playing with those 3 fouls. Slips it inside to Derek Rue. Well, Ashton Johnson is racking up the assists today, and Derek Rue, despite having a low-scoring night tonight, comes up with a big bucket there. That's a long 3 by Lewis. Couldn't get it to fall. Lewis Root gets the board. Now here's Johnson in transition. His three no good. Knocked away by Lattimore, but recovered by Smith. Check that. That was Lee who recovered that one. Here comes Lewis the other way. Lewis gets a screen, finds Barnes. They got Sullivan down there on the block, but it's a 2-3 zone that Southside is using and can be tough to get the ball into the paint against this type of defense. We're down to 53 seconds. Lewis slips it inside, looking for Lee. Outside to Barnes. His three is good. Chase Barnes, another triple. He's keeping the Generals in this game. That's his fourth three. Washington drives, puts it up, off glass and in. Omarion Washington comes over the key bucket for Southside. But Wayne's got a chance to score before the end of the third quarter. We're down to 15 seconds. 10 seconds on the clock. This is Marquette Lee with the basketball. Spinning around is Smith. Dishes to Sullivan. Sullivan's fouled. I think they got Washington. That'd be his third. So Washington becomes the third player, I believe, to reach his third foul for the game. So Sullivan, with 1 second on the clock, can cut into this deficit, and he doesn't do so on this free throw. Sullivan gets the second one, just 1 second on the clock. So Rue will either just have a quick inbound and they'll run out the clock, or maybe throw a deep one and look for a quick tip shot. That's not what they're going to get here. That shot is not going to count. Doesn't go anyway. 51-43 at the end of the third quarter. Southside with the lead. Wayne's not out of it yet. We're back after this here on SummitCitySports.com.
Here at Always 100, we have different things that we provide each week with our elite training, working on things that can help them get a scholarship in the future if they don't have one right now. Watching skill development, helping kids get better, understanding what it takes to get to the next level, catching and shooting, working on ball handling. In the last 5 years, we had over 200 kids just able to play basketball at some places from the NAIA, Division III, Division II, or Division I level.
Well, 51-43 in favor of Southside, but Chase Barnes knocks down 4 threes, all of them, I believe, in the third quarter. And that was a huge piece in helping to keep Wayne in this game. They're still down 8. We've got 8 minutes to go, and the Generals could very well make a comeback. They showed an ability early on to be able to beat Southside's pressure, but Southside's defense been a little tougher on them this time around. A little behind-the-back dribble there by Lewis. It's it back to Barnes. We'll see if Barnes is asked to shoot a 3 here again. He's made 4 of them. But again, you don't always want to make your living on the three-point shot. There's Lattimore with the takeaway from behind. There's Morris at the three-point line, and he's going to be called for traveling. It looked like he did maybe shuffle the left foot there before taking a step with the right. Wayne still within striking distance. Generals get the ball across the timeline, but Chase Barnes could not recover it. By the way, we do have an update from one of our other games that's going on. Concordia, when we last heard, was leading Woodland 60-55 with 1:26 left. That was after Woodland had cut it down to a 2-point game. Washington lost it out of bounds, but apparently Wayne touched it last. Bounce pass into Rue. He scores right off the inbound. They gave that to Washington. That looked like Rue who caught the inbound. Looked like number 4. Here's a baseline drive by Lewis. Slashing through is Smith, and he puts it home. Rue comes back to catch the ball. Johnson's able to get it across the timeline. He's playing with 3 fouls. So is Omarion Washington. Jerry Thomas has 3 fouls. He's on the bench right now. Lattimore fires. No good. Smith has the board. Leaves it back to Lewis. Lewis, the sophomore, trying to go to work. Now hands that one off to Barnes. Barnes with the left hand, too strong. Lattimore's got it. And Johnson gets it across the timeline. Be a little isolation, perhaps. Instead, they're going to feed it off to Morris. Johnson's good at the dribble penetration. He's also good at the three-point shot, but he chooses not to fire there. They get it back to him out on the wing. Lattimore was calling for it. Lattimore's there on the left block as Morris looks to drive. Now feeds it outside to Lattimore. Washington over there in the corner. I don't think he's gotten a touch on this possession. Here goes Morris to the basket. Up and under. Yes! Jaden Morris with a circus shot. He's got his first points of the game as Wayne's able to get the ball across the timeline. Washington came close to forcing a turnover. Smith fakes the three, now drives baseline. Throws it away. But it's recovered by Lewis. Lewis off glass, yes. Javon Lewis turns a broken play into points. Lewis has had a low-scoring game. It's up to 8 points. He can get into double figures. As Johnson goes baseline, flips it up and in. Ashton Johnson gets into double figures. He's got 10. That's nearly stolen by Rue. Barnes is able to recover. Here's Lewis. His three is good. And a timeout called by Byron Pickens. I beg your pardon. That's their second timeout. They still have 3 remaining. So we'll be back after this break on Summit City Sports.
Here at Always 100, we have different things that we provide each week with our elite training, working on things that can help them get a scholarship in the future if they don't have one right now. Watching skill development, helping kids get better, understanding what it takes to get to the next level, catching and shooting, working on ball handling. In the last 5 years, we had over 200 kids that's able to play basketball at some places from the NAIA, Division III, Division II, or Division I level.
Southside leads Wayne 57-50 here at Bob Strait Court on the campus of Huntington North High School. Generals with a little pressure of their own. Southside likes to use a lot of this. Manning finds Rue across the timeline. Rue, no good. Putback is good by Thomas. And there's a takeaway by Thomas down low, but then he throws it away, and it's knocked out by Dillard, so Southside gets the ball back. Here goes Johnson across the timeline. Dribbling between the legs. This is out to Washington. Washington's been fairly quiet this fourth quarter. He finds Johnson. That was a tough pass to make, but Johnson was able to grab it. Thomas posting up down low. He's 6'6". Had that 25-point game against New Haven in what was senior night at Southside High School. Washington drives, puts up the floater, too strong. Thomas has got it, and he puts it in. Thomas doing some work on that offensive glass. Here's some full court pressure by the Archers. Right to Lewis, and I think Thomas made some early contact there. That's going to be the 7th team foul on the Archers, and that should put the Generals into the bonus. It's going to send Javon Lewis to the free throw line. Lewis is able to connect on the first one. Lewis had a quiet first half, but he's got a chance to get himself into double figures with this next free throw. And he does. Johnson gets it away, finds Thomas. Manning dribbles it off the foot of a defender, and it's picked up by the Generals. That's Lewis. Lewis loses it, and a foul is called. I think that's going to be on Manning. Got him from behind, it looked like, and couldn't see the signal. They do call it on Manning. That's his third. So Southside's athletes starting to get into some foul trouble toward the end of this game. I think that last one on Thomas was his fourth. Washington and Johnson have 3 apiece. The first free throw is good for Lewis, and he'll get another chance. As Generals start to slowly but surely chip away at what was once an 11-point lead. It's now a 7-point lead. 4 straight free throws for Lewis. Johnson able to get across the timeline. Goes for the lob. Washington couldn't gather it. He was ready for an alley-oop dunk, but he couldn't corral the ball. Lee with the dish. They find Lewis at the top of the key. He gets around Johnson. Lewis slips it off, and Dillard's got the bucket. And it's a 5-point game. Wayne not going away. Wayne is 4-17, looking to move on to the sectional championship game against Homestead. And a foul is called. They're going to get Smith for that one. The Wayne sideline wanted Johnson for an offensive foul. Looked like he might have reached out with the elbow. That's only the 5th team foul against Wayne, so no free throws. Johnson allowing some time to tick off the clock here. He'll give that one back out to Washington. Johnson on the baseline. This is Thomas, gets it back to Johnson. Washington not in any kind of hurry. Looks like Southside's playing the clock here, trying to force the Generals to foul. And another one that looked like it could have gone either way. This time I think they're going to get Smith. That'll be the 6th team foul against the Generals. By the way, a final from Garrett High School. Concordia has defeated Woodland 63-58. Wayne has called the timeout here. That's their 3rd timeout left. They've got 2 remaining. These last few minutes, Southside has basically been forcing Wayne to foul by dribbling time off the clock, and Wayne's committed 2 fouls since then. The next one will put Southside at the free throw line for 1-1. So it'll be interesting to see if Wayne maybe decides to. Actually, they probably will look to go for the quick steal, and then if they don't get it, they'll probably have to foul rather quickly. We do have 1 minute 6 seconds left. They don't necessarily have to foul right away, but can't allow too much time to tick off the clock before committing the foul. Ashton Johnson has not been the leading scorer for Southside. He does have 10 points, though, and I believe he's got 3 assists. It was almost 4 on that alley-oop attempt to Washington, but Washington couldn't catch it in midair. Manning to put it in play. He finds Johnson across the timeline. Johnson loses the ball. He dribbled it off his foot, trying to regather it, and Wayne's got it. Into the front court for Lewis. He's fouled. The shot won't go, but Lewis is going to the line. They call that one on Lamontrell Manning, and that's his 4th. I think he missed the free throw there. But Lewis will try again. His second one is good. That's poked out of bounds. Southside ball. And a timeout going to be taken by Southside. Well, while they take a timeout, we'll also take one here on SummitCitySports.com. Sorry about that, folks. Had some technical difficulties there, but we are back, and all of a sudden we got a 2-point ball game. Javon Lewis coming up with a bucket there as Wayne's been on the comeback trail. They were down by 11 not too long ago, and the Generals have now made this a 2-point ball game. And they've got a chance to tie or take the lead, but Southside's going to get the ball back. By the way, both teams, in case you're wondering, are in the double bonus. It's 9-7 in favor of the Archers, and fouls, by the way. Archers have committed 9 fouls. Generals have committed 7. And we do apologize for some technical difficulties. Had some issues with our stream, but we are back live, and we hope to remain that way. Foul is called. Is that going to be on Johnson? I think they're going to call it on the Generals. They got Lewis. I don't know. I thought Johnson gave a little bump there. We'll get a look at it here on our Traction AP replay, see what happened. I don't know. Johnson might have threw the elbow at him. That could have easily been called an offensive foul, but instead, Ashton Johnson is headed to the free throw line. .5 left to play. Some big free throws coming up here for the Archers. And Johnson is able to connect on the first one. That gives him 11 points for the game. Johnson's had a heck of a game tonight. He is playing with 3 fouls. Of course, every call is a judgment call at the high school level. You don't have the benefit of being able to go look at instant replay. We have the benefit as announcers of doing that with the technology that we have, but the officials don't. Johnson hit 1 free throw there, and now a timeout has been called by head coach Byron Pickens. That leaves him with 1 left. 1 timeout left for Byron Pickens. And with 25.9 seconds, it's going to be interesting to see if the Generals either go for the 3. Maybe they tick some time off the clock and hold for the final shot, or if they go for a quick 2. But if you do that, you're going to be forced to foul, and the next foul is going to the next foul is going to be the 9th foul on the Generals, so they won't be putting Southside at the line for double bonus right away, but they will give them a chance at another 1-and-1. 62-59 the score. The Archers had an 11-point lead. Wayne has come all the way back to cut it down to what was once a 2-point deficit. That deficit's now 3 after Johnson's made free throw a moment ago. Couldn't make both of them, but he did make 1. Wayne came into this game just 4-17. But they have come to play today. They did close out the regular season with back-to-back road wins against South Adams and Canterbury. Canterbury was defeated, at least I think they were defeated earlier today by Adams Central. That's who they were playing. As Marquette Lee dribbles around, we're down to 17 seconds. It looks like Wayne's going to play for the tie and a trip to overtime. There's a handoff to Lewis. Lewis leans in. Is that a 3? It doesn't go. I think he had a foot on the line. Thomas got the rebound and then looked like he got fouled. So if Thomas hits just one of these free throws, he's probably going to close the game out. By the way, Amarion Washington looks a little gimpy as he heads down to the other end of the floor. Now, I've seen moments where he'll walk somewhat gingerly down the floor, but then be able to walk it off. I only hope that this is going to be one of those cases and not something more serious. You know, J.J. Foster wants him healthy. Every Southside fan in the Fort Wayne area or beyond wants him healthy. As Thomas is able to knock down that first free throw, and with 5.7 seconds left, that might be enough to close out the game and send Southside to the sectional championship against Homestead. He gets both of them. Thomas finishes with 17 points. Long 3 by Lee. That's off the mark. A little collision down there below the basket, and the game comes to an end. Southside is the winner, 64-59. Southside beats Wayne 64-59, and they are going to the sectional championship game to take on Homestead. That'll be tomorrow night at 7:30. Wayne gave it all they had. Came back after being down by double digits on multiple occasions, but Southside was able to weather the storm, and they get the win. Leading scorer for Southside is going to be Jerry Thomas with 17 points. Amarion Washington will finish with 14, and Ashton Johnson finishes with 11. But for Ashton Johnson, not only was it the scoring, he had 3 assists and perhaps even 4. Perhaps even more than that. So Ashton Johnson, with his scoring and his facilitating and also even had a steal today. So with his scoring, his facilitating, and his defense, Ashton Johnson is going to be your Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game. So with that, the Southside Archers are headed to the sectional championship. Well, in the girls basketball sectional, which took place here at Huntington North, it was Southside versus Homestead. And in the boys sectional championship, it's going to be Southside versus Homestead once again. Homestead won in the girls championship. We'll see what happens in the boys championship. And that'll be tomorrow night at 7:30. You can watch it right here on SummitCitySports.com, and you can also watch it on IHSAATV.org. Until then, for my cameraman, Andrew Shriver, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Huntington North High School. Southside wins at 64-59, sets up a date with Homestead in the championship game. You've been watching high school basketball here on SummitCitySports.com.
There are tons of benefits to using compression therapy, but my favorite are speeding up muscle recovery, reducing swelling and inflammation, and improving my athletic performance. I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
He either owns it or he manages it or what. I'm not sure. My guess is he's probably a co-owner or something like that.